Hey, this is Danny with TrailAndMountain.com, and today I'm going to be doing a video unboxing of some new boots I just got from Go Lite called the Quest Lite. And these are the 2012 model waterproof fast packing boot. It just came in the mail, so what I'm going to do is get this opened up for you so kind of you can see what you get when you get your box. So, not to spoil the surprise for you or anything like that, but normal shoebox. So I'm just going to set this down. I'm going to move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so as I said, this is Go Lite's 2012 Quest Lite, and I'll show you what's in the box here. That's just to describe the precise fit system, which I'll get to in a minute. But here's your boot. Comes with the insoles for that precise fit system. I'll show you what I mean on that. So 2012 model, waterproof. Now, what Go Lite's idea behind the baretech platform, and that's one of the features of this boot and pretty much all of their boots from my understanding, is, there's a lot to be said about, going natural, with the Vibram 5 fingers and the other, toe shoes that you see out there. Now, Go Lite wanted to incorporate that into a boot, and what they did here is really, really remarkable. So basically, there's a lot to be said about natural running, but boots and shoes were created for a reason. They protect our feet, they give us better traction, stability, make our feet more comfortable, let us run faster, walk longer, hike longer, more comfortable, less fatigue. More importantly, they protect our feet from injury, with a lot of those other shoes do not. So what's going on here is what they did is they developed this thing, and they have a few different features, soft against the ground technology, and I'll get to that here in a second. And basically, let me just show you here what's going on. So they have the soft against the ground technology, the sticky Gecko rubber. All of their boots have this zero drop heel. I don't know if you can see it really well in the boot, but when you have this zero drop heel, there's no movement of your foot inside this boot. Once it's laced in place, you don't have any heel lift where you get that blister on the back of your heel. You don't get the toes bunching up into the front of the boot. And on this spot right here, it's wide. A lot of boots are pretty narrow right here to keep your toes nice and snug. This one's wide, and it's done that way for a reason, to kind of keep along with that same, barefoot technology, so you can actually spread your toes out inside the boot, giving you better balance. Now, there's also debris shields on the front and on the rear. These keep your boots lasting longer, looking better longer. But the soft against the ground technology, I'll get to that here now. What it is most boots, they put a hard footbed where your foot sits on. Or I'm sorry, rather a soft footbed where your foot sits on, so it's nice and cushiony when you put your foot in there, and then they put the bottom of the boot is really, really hard and stiff. Well, that's all in good, but when you run into some kind of uneven terrain, you kind of teeter like this. Now, on these, what Go Lite did was they flipped it. Now, they put the hard, platform on the inside of the boot where your foot sits. It's not really hard, it's just more firm. And on the outside, it's soft. I don't know if you can see it, probably because these boots are just brand new, but the soft against the ground technology, all this stuff is really, really cushiony. So by that, when you step on some uneven terrain, this boot will compress around it and actually give you better traction and more stability because you're not teetering, which they have tendency, some people will have a tendency to do that and roll their ankle or worse, which I've seen happen. So basically, that's what they went with that idea, and it's excellent idea in my opinion. I want to get this little insert out of here. The boots are pretty stiff out of the box, but this is this is a leather, so it's going to soften up over time. Now, what they did here is on the bottom, on the sole, they call this the sticky Gecko, and really, really awesome. It's super. I don't know if you. It's just super sticky. It sticks on everything, and there's like 300 or so of these little guys, and they're like soft cleats in a way. Now, these are like the same kind of sole that I have on the Surge Lites, and I can tell you from experience that I've worn those in Yosemite and backpacked hard for about 6 days on those boots and put those things to the real test, and I know that these things are just incredible on the trail. So even, you know, these things are grip on everything. Wet, uneven terrain, everything. These are just super awesome. Now, on what they did for the waterproofness of this boot, and one of the reasons why I wanted to go waterproof is, you know, you just never know. You know, you could run into, you have to cross a stream, or you may run into some inclement weather where you don't want your feet getting wet, you know, because you get feet wet, you're miserable, you're not doing good, plus your feet are more prone to injury when they're wet. Plus, if it's cold out, they're even more prone to hypothermia and frostbite and so on and so forth, so not good. But guaranteed waterproof, and what they do is they have premium waterproof leathers, and the seams are all sealed. There's a waterproof membrane that keeps your feet dry and comfortable, okay? Now, another thing that they have, which I really, really like, and I could, you know, speak from experience on this feature as well, is their internal lacing system. Now, what that does is, you see the laces here, but what you don't see on the inside of the boot is that these laces actually grip around your foot this way, right around the arch. And when these things are tight in place, your foot's not going nowhere inside here. There's no shift back and forth, there's no heel lift, there's no bunching up in front. These things are awesome. It's a great, great feature that Go Lite has developed on that. You know, when you have that, they call it toe bang, and I don't know if you've ever realized that, but you get, you know, bruised toes. You know, sometimes if your toenails are a little bit too long, it can hurt, and then your feet start hurting, and you know, then you're done. You're taking breaks, and you're not getting your hiking. Once it you know, stops becoming fun, it's not really worth it anymore. So good job on Go Lite for making this kind of a style here. Another thing too is the insole. Now let me get to that. This is called the Precise Fit system, and kudos to Go Lite for this kind of idea, because everybody's feet are different. So get your insole out, and here it is, just a normal everyday insole, but when you flip it around, you have these little tabs that you can take on and off. Now this right here, if you leave it in for a medium foot, you can take this one out, and it comes with extra pads. So if you have a wide foot, you leave it out, like this one. If you have a narrow foot, you put on the narrow pad, which is thicker. So all in all, you can completely customize this to your foot. Really, really great design, and I could say that I've honestly done that with the other boots, and you know, really, really awesome. Now these particular boots are not heavy. Usually on a waterproof kind of boot, you know, you get heavy boots. You know, the materials that they use, they're heavy. These particular boots, I think, are about 2 ounces heavier than the Surge Lites, which are 16 ounces each. Or no, those are 14 ounces. So these are probably close to 16 ounces each. Now this is a 9.5, and it fit me perfectly. I normally wear a 10.5, so these kind of run a little small. So yeah, just excellent boot. As I said, debris shields, front and rear, sticky Gecko rubber, soft against the ground technology, waterproof, internal lacing system, precise fit system. This is an excellent, well-designed and well-made boot. It's very, you can just tell by the way the stitching, and it's very well made. So I can't wait to try it out. I'm going to take it out and we're going to test it in the water, so I'll do another follow-up review. Thanks again for tuning in to Trail and Mountain, and I hope you guys have a great day, and we will do a follow-up review on these boots here soon. So thanks again for watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out trailandmountain.com. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.